When I touched on themes before, I mentioned how it would be cool to have a Nord type chapter, a Sea Monster type chapter, and a Viking type chapter. But I think we could have a really cool chapter theme that will really give DBD a twist. What if DBD had a superhero fiction type of chapter? But of course, the killer wouldn't be no superhero. More so an egotistical murderer. He uses his public facade to his advantage. What if the boys came to the daylight, with Homelander as the killer and Huey and Butcher as the survivors? If you're not familiar with The Boys, here's a quick summary. The Boys takes a spin on the cliche of superhero movies and TV shows, and adds his own twist on it by showing that what if the superheroes are not really that super? More so corrupt soups that spread a fake persona. Well, at least some. But this group known as the Boys, who slowly get together over time during the show, want to take down these soups for their own personal reasons. One of them being Homelander, who is the most invincible out of the show. Homelander is selfish, egotistical, psychopath, douchebag, but most importantly, a killer. And I think he would fit right in. He's basically Superman gone wrong. The exact opposite of Superman with his power. He believes humans are inferior, but he also wants them to love him. That's why he admires being noticed by the public as this superhero that just saves everybody, and is a perfect quote-unquote hero, even at the end of season 3. But with a killer like a corrupt Superman, how exactly would he work in DBD? Well, in the show, Homelander has this tendency to envision a scorched earth, quote-unquote. He views himself as the only god in the air, and how he can, quote-unquote, do whatever the fuck he wants. Someone with that mindset and that type of power alone is terrifying. And what's worse is that they actually believe he's the good guy. So what I think the entity would do is feed on Homelander's pride, tendency, and imagination, using that to pull him into the realm so he can endlessly inflict harm on survivors. Now, like I mentioned, The Boys is not horror, but it does have serious, dark, gritty moments that just make the show feel scary. More so, Homelander feels scary. What he does in this show just cause or just to get his own way is tragic and bleak. This quote-unquote hero didn't save a plane full of innocent bystanders, told a suicidal woman to jump off a building, and murders everyone in the most ruthless way possible, most commonly with his laser vision, which of course that would be his power. I could see it kind of being like Call of Duty, where he raises in the air and then you can use the laser vision that can shred through pallets, breakable walls, and any survivor in his path. But of course there will be some sort of balance aspect to it. Maybe he can only use it horizontally or vertically, or maybe curve it to the left or the right, but not so precisely. You see how only Blight and Billy could run through the map, but when they try to attack or down survivors, they have to turn or use some sort of curve to navigate and actually hit the survivor. The laser vision will be something like that. And when he flies up in the air, it won't be so high up in the air, because of course you gotta take indoor maps into consideration. So it will only be mid-altitude, for he can still see the survivors as he's lasering them. The fact that his laser vision will be that strong, I would want there to be some counter mechanic to his power, and I think the perfect mechanic would be Temp V. Now, Temp V is a drug in a show that gives people superpowers for 24 hours, unlike Compound V, which is the drug that gives the soups their powers, some having to rely on it heavily. Huey and Butcher first use it in the show in a scene where they're getting attacked by soldiers. But the thing about Temp V is that it's very fatal. It could kill you the more you use it. I guess you could kind of say like coke and other hard drugs. But the way I can see this working in DBD is that it will be kind of like facing Nemesis or Albert Wesker, where it will be cases throughout the map. Those cases contain Temp V. And of course, it won't work for no 24 hours. It will just be limited time in DBD's case. But it would give you superpowers, which would be kind of cool. But it will give you these powers at random. Those powers being immunity, invisibility, and super speed. Immunity being that you could actually take a hit from Homelander's laser vision and be perfectly okay. After being hit one time, you won't be immune no more though. At least until you get another shot of Temp V. But like I said, the power you get would generate at random, so it's literally a throw of a dice. The next power being invisibility, which makes the survivor invisible. This won't make you immune, but you could turn invisible, countering Homelander's invisibility to the point where he would have to detect where you went. Having that type of power would be really cool because it'll feel kind of like a spy gadget, something like Metal Gear Solid type shit, but the invisibility only lasts for 20 seconds. Then you have the last power being super speed, where it feels like a forever sprint burst in a way. That also lasts in 20 seconds. But see, as cool as it is taking Temp V in the game, the negative effect it will have is that 30 seconds after you took the Temp V and your power is gone, you become broken. for 30 seconds. However, if you're not downed within 20 seconds, you fully recover. So basically, you could use Temp V, but if you use it, it will give you your power for a certain amount of time. After the power is finished, within 20 seconds after the power is done, you become broken for 20 seconds. If you don't get down within those 20 seconds, you fully recover. Now, the reason why I see Huey and Butcher being the main survivors is because they're really the main two protagonists in the show. The reason why Huey wanted to start going after Soups is because his girlfriend, Robin, was killed by a Soup by accident, that being A-Train, who ran through her and didn't even feel sorry. Butcher wants to go after Soups, mainly Homelander, is because Homelander raped his wife, Becca. Now in the show, when they take Temp V, it gives Huey the power of teleportation, that being with major restrictions, and Butcher's power basically being the Homelander 2.0, where he has invincibility and laser vision. Obviously, I think laser vision and teleportation will be too OP, especially for survivors to use, but I just think the whole mechanic of giving survivors powers just sounds pretty interesting and it's doing something different. It'll look like the whole lobby is like modding, bro. I can see it actually being quite fun, I'm not gonna lie. I would want to face Homelander all the time, bro. I think it'll also be cool to add in MM and Frenchie as legendary skins for Butcher, since they're also part of the boys. Gonna have to leave out Kimiko, I guess, because she's technically a suit. She has ruthless powers, but at least having Frenchie and MM will be cool as well. So you could have Huey, Butcher, Frenchie, and MM all in one lobby against Homelander. The boys will be a non-horror chapter that I would actually want to see in DVD, because I think it will be kind of interesting. But even though, like I said, it's not horror, it's really dark. They're even adding Homelander to MK1 as a combat pack character, so the fact that we're gonna see him not hold back and actually be as gruesome as he possibly can, that's horror enough to be in DVD. In the show, at one point when he's looking for his son, he even looks like he's Prestige 3 Homelander, bro. But other than that, how would you guys feel if the boys had a chapter with Homelander as the killer and Huey and Butcher as the survivors? I really wouldn't know what the map will be, so I'm leaving that to you guys. What would the map be for the boys chapter if it was in DVD? Which I highly doubt. Let me know down below. Love y'all. Take care. I'ma see y'all in the next one. And peace.